Just hold on. swole, pockets on swole. Come on. 20 grand rubber band shit. Come on. Big bang swole, pockets on swole. Come on.
my god. I'm free! I know you can hear the fan, I'm sorry about that. Oh my god. I can't explain how I feel. I was the oldest standing community member who didn't beat a soul crushing tower. And I've tried many different times, and it never ended well. And I thought I was never ever gonna get out of this jail of never beating a soul crushing tower, and all of a sudden, 2 days ago, we were talking about soul crushing towers, and Z Legitimate actually sat down and showed me how to do cyclipping, and that was really it. I would not be here today if it weren't for him, and I completely am in utter happiness. If it wasn't for him, even though he didn't take... if it wasn't for him to actually sit down and teach me how to cyclip, I wouldn't be here. I would still be suffering, and I wouldn't even think about beating another soul-crushing tower. I am relieved. After 2 years, about 1 year and 11 months ago, the soul-crushing difficulty was added. And it was insane. Well, back then, there was only one soul-crushing difficulty. It was where it was a little sliver on top of Remorseless, kind of like where Nil was. And it was the same teal blue that Terrifying is, and it was called Godspeed. I remember when Confusion got added into Rank 3 that I thought no one was ever going to beat it, and I was never going to beat a tower to that difficulty. And that there was no hope that I would be able to catch up to the top of the difficulty chart, and 2 years later, I am free. I have beaten an SC after all these years. I thought I'd never be here. The history behind the whole soul-crushing thing and being here since the very beginning and finally have my turn is just absolutely... It's a really big moment for me, and I'm just very happy. This was really a gift from God. I shouldn't have beaten it this attempt. My personal best was 4B. The way I failed 4B was pretty stupid. The final wrap before you went on to the final level of 4B, that big wraparound into that kill brick thing, I didn't heal and I died. The fact that I was able to do 3B and 10C, the 10C save was absolutely amazing. But I am so happy right now. In terms of my opinions, I'm not going to give you my opinion. And you might be like, why? I'm going to tell you why. The reality is, if you ask somebody what your first SC should be, you're going to get very different answers. You're likely going to hear, 3 answers. You're either going to hear Toga, DC Classic, or you're going to go ahead and hear Double Trouble. The reality is, the person that needs to make the decision of what your first SC will be it has to be you. Soul Crushing Towers are so high up the difficulty chart where you can't just be good enough at everything. I don't know if that makes much sense. But some people are really bad at glitches, and some very experienced players can't beat Toga because they're just so bad at glitches. Luckily, I am pretty good at glitches, and I was able to beat Toga. But the thing is, you might not be good at glitches at all. So Toga isn't the tower for you. Maybe you're really good at wraparounds. Well, then TOC isn't good for you. Well, then TODT would be your good first SC, because it's mainly wraparounds. The most common answer I usually hear is DC Classic. Well, the thing is, not everyone's good at wall hopping. I'm absolutely terrible at it. Like, you saw me on floor 10A, or whatever you want to call it. I was unable to do it. But someone else might be very good at it, and TODC might be a good first SC for them. The reality is, the person who needs to go through the hours and hours of playing and selecting your first Soul Crushing Tower, it has to be you. You need to sit down and take the time, and you determine what SC is best for you. I have heard many different stories of people beating really, really hard SCs as their first SC, like Thinning Layers. Maybe that is their SC for them. Maybe they're really good at purist stuff, and so Thinning Layers is for them. Thinning Layers wasn't for me. I didn't like the pressure of doing all that difficult stuff just to potentially lose all of it because of a little screw up on floor 10, so Thinning Layers wasn't for me, but to others it was right for them. I'm gonna say it again. The person that should be determining what soul crushing you should do is you. And I made the grave mistake of asking my friends and other people what my first SC should be. It's a bad mistake, because I was playing towers that I weren't accustomed to. For anybody who's been on my channel long enough would know that I streamed hours and hours of difficulty chart. Classic. And that tower was absolutely not the tower I should have been doing. That was never the soul crushing tower that I should have touched, because I'm not good at wall hops. So what would have made me expected for me to be able to do all those wall hops and afterwards have the 0.1? In terms of what I think about this tower, I actually find it very fun. In all seriousness. It is pretty inconsistent, especially the book clips and those, what I like to call spine clips. Those weird 90-degree boys. Those are very inconsistent. And this tower sometimes just goes screw you, and you are going to go ahead and just keep going down and down and down and down. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I never really wanted to put my fist through my monitor, even though I failed side B twice. I'm just very shocked that I'm in this win room and I've beaten an SC. I feel like I'm free after 2 years. All this stress of me not beating a soul crushing tower is gone. I finally did it while waking up my mom in the middle of the whole ordeal, I bet, because I slammed my chair into my closet door. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I want to thank all of my friends who've been here with me since the very beginning, like Chloe, other people like Punky Joe and that one kid who always helped me during my hard times and stuff. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. So, thank you very much, guys. I'm very happy to have this whole ordeal finished. I know this really isn't considered a soul-crushing tower. People will go, when you say that you've beaten Toga, like, hey, you didn't beat a soul-crushing tower. I have plans. I already know what my first real soul-crushing tower is going to be. Whether when I'll beat it be next few weeks or months, I don't know. But for now, I know what I'm gonna do. Take a nice little break. And have a nice cold cup of milk for this celebration here. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time in Tower of Funny Thoughts in the third ring. Goodbye.